Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So guys, if you're new to this channel, do well to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video, and also drop your thoughts under the comment section. Let's know what you're saying on this headline. So yesterday, Sunday, Peter Obi criticized Kanu's detention, saying it doesn't make sense. Peter Obi has come out to talk about the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu, saying why is he being held, that it doesn't make sense, meaning that they should release him immediately, as there's no reason why he should be held in detention or he should be held in DSS custody. Now, yesterday, during a live interview on Channels Television, former presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi made a bold and surprising statement, and I quote, "It doesn't make sense for Mazen and the Kwanu still being in detention." This is what Mazen Kanu said. According to him, he said it doesn't make sense for Mazen Kanu to still be in detention. Now let's break everything down. Let's break what Peter B said, why it matters, and what it means for Nigerians' fragile unity and justice system. Now, for those who may not know, you guys already know Mazen Kanu has been detained for so long. He has been there for so long. So now, let's talk about what Peter B said. During his Channels TV interview, Peter B didn't mince word. He said it doesn't make sense to still keep Kanu in detention, especially when the main reason is being cited in the Kanu. He said, Peter B said that it doesn't make sense to keep Kanu there in detention, especially when the main reason being cited is that Kanu used vulgar language or insulted people in power. Imagine. Now they are now saying he used vulgar language. Some are saying that he kept him there for 5 years because he used vulgar language, in insulting people in power. Now Obi said some people say Kano insulted government officials. He called someone a thief. He called someone an idiot. That shouldn't be enough to keep someone locked up. I'm telling you, it's not enough, because now I just feel why they're still keeping him there is because this is it's not enough to keep someone there. Obi said that some people say Kanu insulted government officials. Welcome to my channel. Do well to hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel, and also drop your thoughts under the comment section. So now, they said some people say Kanu insulted government official. He called someone a thief. He called someone an idiot. That shouldn't be enough to keep someone locked up. Yes. Imagine, okay, they said Kanu called a government official idiot. Is not enough reason to keep someone for that long. And then he said something very profound. Kanu said, if I'm president and someone calls me a thief or idiot, it won't bother me. This is what Kanu said. Because people are now saying that it is because of Kanu why he's been there, but why he's still in detention is because of Kanu called some government official thief. This is how Nigerian government has put it now. And then it doesn't now, because someone called you an idiot. Is that enough reason to keep him there for so long? So now Obi said something. He said, if I'm president and someone calls me a thief or idiot, it won't bother him at all. Guys, welcome back to my channel. Do well to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and also drop your thoughts under the comment section. Let's talk about it. So now, Obi, according to him, what Obi is saying here is very, very simple. He said being insulted is not the same as being attacked. Freedom of speech, even when it's uncomfortable, is a right, not a crime. Mazen Kanu was just voicing out what the evils of like what they are doing wrong, and then that the truth is bitter. That is why Nigerian government went after him. So Kanu is not supposed to be in that detention at all. Thank God Peter B has come out to criticize the detention of Kanu. Now the question we're asking is, Igbo people, where is our stance? Is it Obi or is it Biafra? Is it Obi or is it Biafra? Igbo people, now, guys, I'm asking you guys this question. Where is your stance? Is it Obi? What we want, is it Obi or Biafra? Because right now, everyone, even the Northerners, they are saying release Obi. They're saying release Kanu, release Mazen Kanu. We want Biafra. Everybody now wants Biafra. So now, what's your stand? Do we want Obi or Biafra? Which one do we want? That is what we are asking, you guys. Now, drop your thoughts under the comment section. Let's talk about it. Now, the bigger message that Peter B is sending is Peter B isn't just defending Kanu. He's pointing out a deeper sickness in Nigeria's democracy. He says the country needs to use dialogue, not punishment and oppression to solve its problem. According to him, you don't silence agitators by throwing them into prison. It's not possible. They felt, throwing Nnamdi Kanu into prison is going to solve the problem in Nigeria, but no, or throwing him there is going to silence him. Throwing him there can never silence him. You guys know now, even in his detention, even when he comes to court, you know how his voice is so loud for everyone to hear. It doesn't still stop him, or it doesn't still silence him. In fact, keeping him there is making him stronger. Guys, we cannot even wait for July 18th. You will see that he's going to come out, stronger. And no, in fact, keeping him there has actually exposed Nigerian government their evil deeds. Imagine when they have already, has exposed Nigerian democracy. It has exposed Nigeria that Nigeria don't truly obey rule of law. They don't obey court judgments. They don't obey their constitution. Imagine in this country, they are so fast to put someone into prison. They can obey the law, they can obey the constitution and put someone in or jail someone, sentence someone to jail. But they are not fast to release someone. This is the kind of country we are in, even when the law says it. So you can see how Nnamdi Kanu's matter. So they feel silencing keep putting him in prison is going to silence him. No, it's not going to silence him. Right now, the world, if you go to UK, if you go to Europe, they're talking about Nnamdi Kanu and his supporters are plenty. There's no way they can silence him. That's just the truth. So they need dialogue. There's no way they can silence Nnamdi Kanu. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me in this live session. Stay with me as we have a lot to talk about. Now, Peter Obi is trying to saying keeping him in prison doesn't make sense. Why is he detained? According to Peter Obi, said, why is he being held? Why? Why is this man being held? That is what Peter Obi said. It doesn't make sense. You're just violating his rights. You're trying to, this, in fact, the detention of Nnamdi Kanu will just truly show you that Nigeria has an Igbo problem. The detention of Nnamdi Kanu, guys, tell me why. Okay, when appeal court in Nigeria has already acquitted this man since 2022. AU has stopped. Kenya court now has come out. We are thinking that, okay, now that Kenya court has come out, that Justice Omotosho, even without waiting for July 18th, will just release him. Because, what are you waiting? Why are you waiting for July 18th? Kenya court has said, look, what you guys did by adopting Nnamdi Kanu secretly has violated your own law. Guy, do you know what that means? What you did violated your own law. It violated international law. It violated also international treaties. The same very treaties you signed, he violated it, and you guys are still keeping him in detention. It doesn't make sense. Release this man. He has not done anything. You called him a terrorist. Even up to now, he has been in detention for almost close to 5 years now. You cannot point out any good evidence that makes Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. So why is he being held? They said because he used vulgar words. What kind of vulgar words? What kind of vulgar words? Is that what's keeping him in detention for close to 5 years? Peter Obi said that if he becomes the president today and someone calls him idiot, he said it doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter. Why are people calling you those names? Because the president or the president is not doing the right thing, or Nigerian government is not doing the right thing. If you're doing the right, will people come and criticize you? If Nigerian government are doing the right thing, will people come out and criticize you? That's just it. Peter Obi even said, according to him, he said, even if I were to deal with bandits or criminals, I will first sit down and understand why they do what they do before taking action. This is what Peter Obi said. This kind of thinking challenges the Nigerian government's long-standing use of force, detention, and violence to manage dissent. It flips the script from crackdown to conversation. So what does all this thing mean? Now, if it questions the legality and morality of Kanu's detention, especially since Nigeria and Kenya court has ruled against it, even Nigerian court has said no, that this man is innocent, release him. It opens the door for peaceful political resolution to one of Nigeria's most, this divisive crisis. It puts pressure on President Tinubu's government to abandon hardline tactics and consider peaceful negotiation. Now, The federal government came out the other time to say that they are ready to negotiate with Kano, and I'm looking at them and I'm laughing. Imagine the worst of all, they said that we should not make it as a condition. We're not talking about condition here. We're talking about this is the law says, according to your own constitution, according to Nigerian constitution, this man, in fact, you guys are supposed to be locked up. People that were involved in the adoption of Nnamdi Kanu, they are supposed to be locked up, not even Kanu, because you guys are the ones that actually committed this terrorism by going to Kenya to adopt him. Do you know the risk? I still say, do you know if Nigerian government puts that kind of effort in this terrorism or these terrorists in this country, I'm telling you that there will not be killings in Nigeria. Do you know what? Do you know the risk Nigerian government took by going to Kenya to violate? In fact, they violated their own law. One, they violated international laws. Two, they went to Kenya, forcefully, made them to violate their own law. Guys, imagine the kind of risk. So Nigeria can, put this so much effort just because of Nnamdi Kanu. What does this tell you? They are looking for a way to bring down, to silence this government called Biafra. They don't want Biafra to come. If they put this effort in, you see that all this is happening in this country, they're not even saying anything about it. But they can, DSS can look at what's happening. DSS has not even uttered a word or even retweet. But they can make sure they bring down Nnamdi. Take a look at what Peter Obi said. Take a look at what he said.
Somebody who works in government will change it.
Would this be canvassing for a political solution to the case of Nnamdi Kanu?
For every one of them. I mean, why is it being held? It doesn't make sense to me. Some people say because he used vulgar words and everything. Is there anything wrong? I've not seen it. People just say, oh, using vulgar words. You say, it doesn't bother me if I'm president, whether you call me thief, call me a less man, call me idiot, which they call me today. It doesn't bother me. My duty as a leader is to the common man to put food on their table.
Well, if you are talking about the situation in the south, is it the same way you handle the agitators and those who are killing in the northeast and the northwest?
Remember what I said. If there are people I can talk to, I will talk to them. But remember what I said. Once I exhaust reason, I'll deal with it. Let's say tomorrow we have a bandit by name so operating in the northeast. I will look for him. Quote me anywhere. But remember, that is just establish a link to say enough is enough.
Afterwards,
deal with it decisively.
So, guys, you heard what Nnamdi Kanu said. He said Kanu's detention it doesn't make sense. That why is he being held? It doesn't make sense to him. It doesn't even make sense to even Nigerian constitution. Nigerian constitution doesn't even make sense. PW's message is clear enough for everyone to understand. We cannot keep pushing people simply because they oppose the government, or democracy must allow space for criticism. No. Democracy must allow space. Look at it is our right to criticize any government official if they are not doing well. It's our right. Even sharp, unpleasant, even good ones and unpleasant criticism is our right. Democracy must allow space. That is why we are practicing democracy. That is just it. Nnamdi Kanu's detention is no longer just a legal matter. It is a test of Nigerians' conscience. Is this country truly democratic? Kanu's detention is no longer just a legal matter. It is a test of Nigerians' conscience. Like I said, Kanu's detention has actually exposed Nigerian government that truly they are not practicing democracy. You think this country is practicing democracy? It's a lie. Tell me the qualities of a country, or how will you know a country practicing democracy? How? Free and fair election. Please. Is there anything called free and fair election in this country? Drop your comments under the comment section. Let me know what you're saying. And if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on in Nigeria. Drop your comments. So, is there anything called, free election or free and fair election? in this country, Nigeria. That's to say that Nigeria is not practicing democracy. Do we have independent judiciary? Do we? Nigerian judiciary, they've already bribed, they've put them in one pocket. They can't do anything without, one department controlling them. They can't do anything. They don't even give, they don't go deliver, they don't deliver, how will I put it? They don't deliver judgments well. Look at what's going on in Nnamdi Kanu's case. Even when, in fact, Nigeria don't even obey constitution, they don't obey rule of law. And they say Nigeria is practicing. We're not supposed to even have democracy there in this country because there is nothing like democracy. Democracy is dead. Democracy is dead. Aisha said during Democracy Day, Aisha Yusuf said that she wore black and black, and people were asking her, why are you wearing black and black? She said because she's mourning democracy. Democracy is dead. Long time people that were fighting for democracy, they have gone. So democracy is dead. In a country where people come out to vote and then they'll go at the backyard and rig it, and you're telling me you're practicing democracy, people's vote don't even count again. Guys, do you know that? Let me just shock you guys. I will talk about it later. So now, Nnamdi Kanu's detention is no longer just a legal matter. It's a test of Nigerians' conscience. Is this country truly democratic, or are we still under colonial style rule where opposing the government is treated like treason? So opposing the government now, they will call it treason. What has he done? You said he committed treason and terrorism. That is what they said in Nnamdi Kanu's case. Okay, please, what you guys need to do now, give us those evidence. What did he do? Peter B may not be in office, but this voice reflects that many Nigerians are thinking that the time for revenge politics is over, and the time for national healing must begin. And that is, healing starts with obeying court orders and releasing Nnamdi Kanu. It's time for national healing, and it must start with obeying court order and releasing Nnamdi Kanu. If Nigeria is truly a democratic country, this is what they're supposed to do. You don't even need, the judge doesn't even need Tinubu to tell him what to do because it's his law. It's in his constitution. You don't need anybody to tell. James Omotosho doesn't need anybody to tell him what to do. It is there in his constitution. He has not done anything. Do you agree with Peter Obi? Do you agree with Peter Obi? Drop your thoughts under the comment section. Let me know what you're saying. Also hit the subscribe button if you're new. So now, Peter Obi has broken silence on Nnamdi Kanu's continued detention, calling it unjust and senseless. In this powerful Channel TV interview, Obi says vulgar words should not land anyone in prison, not in a democracy. What does this mean for IPOB, the Nigerian, and the rule of law? So now, Obi's views on leadership and insult. Now, Peter Obi emphasized that being insulted is part of leadership. It comes with the job. Until these people understand that, you see, being insulted is part of leadership. It comes with it. There is no way you will not criticize. People will surely criticize. If you're doing good, people will praise you for that. And if you're not doing good, people will surely talk and criticize you. So you cannot come and put someone in prison because the person called you an idiot or no. He said a true leader should rise above personal attack and force on governance. A true leader. You don't need to see if the Nigerian government has good leaders, they will not listen to what people are saying. Because they know that, this thing comes. They will not listen. Their job is to put food. They should concentrate. They should leave what people are saying. Concentrate on your job. A true leader should rise above personal attacks and focus on governance. You don't need to be, looking for who called you an idiot or looking for who called. Right, focus on your job. According to Obi, insult like thief or idiots are just words and not enough reason to jail anyone. He used himself as an example. He said insulting doesn't bother him and shouldn't bother any true public servants. I am telling you the truth. You're the president, you're looking for, you see this thing that IGP said, anyone that insults any government official will be arrested. Is that what they said people should do? Is that your work? People that are unaliving millions of people, you have not gone after them. You're looking for who will insult the president or who will insult any government official, that you arrest them. Why don't you focus on your job to bring security back? Nigeria is dying of insecurity. Why don't you focus on that part and leave who is calling president, leave criticism. Focus on your job, focus on your job. That is what a true servant will do. He's asking, P2B is asking, if we jail everyone who uses harsh word, then is this really democracy? Is this really democracy? Court has ruled that Nnamdi Kanu's extradition was illegal, yet he remains in DSS custody. The Nigerian Court of Appeal previously discharged and acquitted him. Why is he still detained? And please, why is it that ever since or after Kenya came out and said that or exposed Nigerian government for illegally extraditing Nnamdi Kanu, why have they not come to say anything about it? Why? I mean, Malami, why have they not come to say anything about it? Guys, welcome to my channel. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, and then share this live video. Drop your thoughts. Let's talk about it. Most importantly, let's talk about what's going on in Nigeria. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. So, ever since Kenyan government has come out to say that Nigeria, they violated their own law, why is the Nigerian government has not come out to talk about it? Dave Umahi said that, Tinubu did not put Kanu there. But Tinubu's government inherited the illegal detention of a man. So, and then he already knows that he violated that Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. Why don't you release him in your own administration? Why? Keeping silence when you already know that this man in your own administration was detained or is detained, is illegally detained, and you're keeping silence, it shows your complicit, guys. It shows your complicit to this. Yes, Tinubu's silence is showing that he's complicit to the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu. His part that is it. Your administration inherited an illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu. You're saying people that are saying that Tinubu did not put him there. Your administration actually inherited his detention. So your silence shows your complicit. The Nigerian court or the court has ruled. Nigerian court has ruled. Courts has ruled that Nnamdi Kanu's extradition was illegal, yet he remains in DSS custody. The Nigerian Court of Appeal previously discharged and acquitted him. Why is he still detained? The UN Human Rights Council and Kenya courts have already ruled against his retention. Obi is indirectly calling out the Nigerian government for disobeying the rule of law. The continued detention reflects a government that speaks which court or which court order to obey. That's not justice. Bandits, terrorists, and known killers are being negotiated with and even pardoned in some cases. Bandits, terror in Nigeria. You see, these people that kill people, bandits, terrorists, and known killers are being negotiated with and even pardoned in some case. That they are being negotiated with and even pardoned in some case. Boko Haram members have been rehabilitated, but Kanu, a political agitator, remains locked up. Bandits, terrorists, they negotiate with them. Even in some cases, they pardon them. Boko Haram members, it's not no longer news what these people are doing. It's no longer news again, how they are killing millions of people every time, how they are displacing children, how they're displacing people every time. Boko Haram members have been rehabilitated, but Kanu, a political agitator, remains locked up. Why does the government tolerate violence in some zones but crack down on peaceful agitators in others? Why? Why did they leave terrorists and go after, peaceful agitators? Me and you know that Nnamdi Kanu's weapon, they said he's a terrorist, but you can't show any weapon. What makes Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? What makes him? I want to ask Nigerian government now. Welcome to my channel. Drop your thoughts under the comment section. Let's talk. Let's chat. Now, what makes Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? What makes him? They say he's a terrorist. So what makes him a terrorist? Guys, both DSS, both people that actually said they cannot say what makes him a terrorist. A terrorist is armed. These Boko Haram members and bandits are true definition of terrorists. They carry AK-47, they carry machine guns, they carry weapon bullets. These are the true terrorists in Nigeria. But Nigerian government has not gone after them. What makes Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? Me and you know that his weapon is his word. His weapon is his word. That he sits down and talk about the evil or exposes Nigerian government. That is why they went after him and they don't want him to come out. Because they know that he's saying the truth. Because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying the truth. They locked him up for no reason. Why does the government tolerate violence in some zones but crack down on peaceful agitators in others? Peter B is exposing this imbalance. North gets negotiation, East gets oppression. Me and you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the only agitator. Yes, Sunday Igboho agitated. Charlie Depuko agitated too. Why is it that what is different from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's own? He actually agitated. So why is it being locked up till now? You see, North gets negotiation, West gets negotiation, but East gets oppression. Justice must be equal for all zones, tribes, voice, and not selective. Peter B points it's clear. Peter B's point is clear. Dialogue should come before force. Every agitation has a root cause. The wise path is to address those root causes. IPOB grievances are not imaginary. They stem from decades of marginalization. Let's know that. This is one thing we should know. IPOB's grievance, they are not smart. It did not just start like it did not just, they did not wake up one morning and start saying we need to have our own nation. They did not. Even people did not come and say, or IPOB members did not just wake up one morning to say we need to be divided. No. Something led to it. IPOB's grievances are not just imaginary. They stem from decades of marginalization. Back to when Igbos were being killed. Back to when Igbos were treated as slaves. Back to the genocide of innocent Igbo people. That was how Biafran movement started. That was how they started agitating for Biafra. It did not just happen like that. Locking up a leader or locking up leaders will not end agitation. It only strengthens the cause. This is what they don't know. Keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there will not silence Biafran governments. Even in detention, do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu even challenged, Nigerian government? He said he doesn't see. Binta Anyako must step down from my case. I don't care. He said it. I don't care if another year is added to me in this place. I don't care. Even with his health condition, his heart lung, his ear problem. But still, he said he doesn't care if he stays there for another year. But if Binta Anyako must come down, recuse herself from my case. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Do you know that some people that would have backed out? You think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is ready to back up anytime soon? No. Biafra is a spirit, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a very strong man. They were thinking keeping him there, with the torture and everything, that he's going to back out. No, but his voice is still loud enough for everyone to hear. Even in detention, Nigerian government is still scared. Even in detention, what will happen if he comes out? Hey. In detention, Nigerian government, they are scared. If keeping him there is even making him to be loved by many. In fact, his case has gone beyond Nigeria. It is now a case, a continental case. It's even giving him more followers and more supporters. I am telling you, keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there is only, making him popular the more. It's exposing Nigerians' injustice system. Dialogue can prevent bloodshed and foster peace, but pride and vengeance are getting in the way. Kanu has been in solitary confinement for over 5 years. This is this is psychological torture. His health is reportedly failing, but yet he's denied adequate medical care. Obi is reminding the nation even agitators are still human beings with rights. Yes, agitators are still human beings with rights. If Kanu dies in detention, it could trigger serious unrest, especially in the southeast. They don't know this, so if anything happens to Kanu in detention, even when he has been acquitted, hey, there will not be peace in Nigeria. Oh. There will not be peace in Nigeria. If anything happens to that man in that place, an innocent man, when already Nigerian court has acquitted him, when everybody has said he's innocent, court said he's innocent, Kenya court has spoken, and anything happens to that man, there will not be peace in Nigeria, especially coming from the southeast. Mercy and wisdom are needed more than brutal force. P2B is trying to set a moral tone, lead by example, not by fear. Lead by example. He shows that real leaders don't feel threatened by opposition voices. If you're a real leader, you don't need to come and start saying this person insulted me. Focus on governance. Focus on what you came. You came to that person that's insulting you. You came to put food on his table. That's what you came for. In case you have not watched this video, let me play it for you what P2B said.
Somebody who works in government will change it.
Would this be canvassing for a political solution to the case of Nnamdi Kanu?
For every one of them. I mean, why is it being held? It doesn't make sense to me. Some people say because he used vulgar words and everything. Is there anything wrong? I've not seen it. People just say, oh, using vulgar words. You say, it doesn't bother me if I'm president, whether you call me thief, call me a less man, call me idiot, which they call me today. It doesn't bother me. My duty as a leader is to the common man to put food on their table.
Well, if you are talking about the situation in the south, is it the same way you handle the agitators and those who are killing in the northeast and the northwest?
Remember what I said. If there are people I can talk to, I will talk to them. But remember what I said. Once I exhaust reason, I'll deal with it. Let's say tomorrow we have a bandit by name so operating in the northeast. I will look for him. Quote me anywhere. But remember, that is just establish a link to say enough is enough.
Afterwards,
deal with it decisively.
So P2B is trying to say that real leaders don't feel threatened when people are insulting them. Rather, they focus on what they came to do. They focus on bringing or changing Nigeria, not looking for who will insult governments or not. That is just it. Or who will insult any government official or not. P2B believes in allowing dissent because it helps democracy grow stronger. Yes, Obi is preaching maturity, tolerance, and political humility, things lacking in today's leadership. He's reminding Tinubu's government and that leadership is not about revenge. That's just it. Nigeria's image on the global stage suffers when it disrespects court ruling. Imagine Nigeria disrespecting court rulings. The continued detention of Kanu is attracting criticism from international human rights group, AU, EU. They are saying release this man, but they have, choose to prove stubborn. Investors and global partners are watching how Nigeria treats civil liberties. Obi's comment shows his thinking about how Nigeria is perceived abroad. If Nigeria wants peace and progress, it must start respecting justice. It must start respecting justice, both locally and globally. If P2B were president today, he hinted that he would have released Kanu already. This is what P2B said. If P2B said that if he's president today, that he said that he would have released Kanu since his words challenged Tinubu directly. Do you know that? He's saying, is this about law or order or ego and power? What example are we setting for the youth that speaking out leads to prison? So speaking out leads to prison. Nnamdi Kanu came and exposed Nigerian government of their evil deed. And it's not like this same Nigerian government are doing good and someone is criticizing them. No, they're not doing any good. That's why people are criticizing them. So what they are saying is, you speak out the truth and then you go to prison. Who benefits from Kanu's continued detention? We need to be asking this question. Who is benefiting from this thing? Because I don't know why Kenya court has said release him. Who else has said everyone? It's already clear to everyone that this man is innocent. So why is he still in detention? Why? So who is benefiting from Kanu's continued detention? Certainly not peace, unity, or justice. Will Nigeria choose dialogue and healing or continue with force and division? Obi understands that in a free society, criticism is normal, even harsh ones. This is what Obi is saying. It comes as far as you're a leader. It comes, the work, or if you're a president, the work comes with criticism. You don't need to panic when someone is criticizing you. He separates emotional reaction from policy decision. He believes leadership must not be emotionally fragile. Calling someone names isn't security threat. It's free speech. Calling someone name is not security. It's actually our right to talk. Freely talk without someone interrupting, or calling someone name isn't security threat. It's a free speech. Democracies allow dissent. Dictatorship jail it. You guys feel that Nigeria is practicing democracy, but no. What you are doing is dictatorship. Why did the Court of Appeal order Kanu's release, yet it was ignored? Why? Why did the Court of Appeal order Kanu's release, yet it was ignored? What is the government afraid of if Kanu is freed? That is you see, there is more to Kanu's case. There is more. Welcome to my channel. Hit the subscribe button, drop your comment, let's talk about it. So now, why are they scared of releasing him? What is the government afraid of if they release Kanu? What are they scared of? Is there any secret political motive behind keeping him locked up? I think there is. There is. Nigeria has an evil problem. They know that this man is, knows what is happening in their front, back in the secret. They know that this one is going to expose them, and once this man is out, they'll be in serious problem. It's going to expose them the more. That is why they have choose. You see, the Muslim camp, they want to keep him there, even when they have said we free this man. Why detain someone indefinitely when with no fresh charges? Like, why are they detaining Nnamdi Kanu when there's no fresh charges? All the charges against Nnamdi Kanu has been struck out and also expired. Why? Why are you trying someone under dead laws? Why? You see why Obi said, why is he being held? It makes no sense to him. Why detain someone indefinitely with no fresh charges? If the court has spoken, why hasn't the government obeyed it? If the court has spoken, why has the government not obeyed it? The longer Kanu is detained, the more resentment brews in the southeast. They don't know. People sees it as an attack on Igbo dignity and freedom. The detention is deepening the sense of alienation among the youth. Peter being Igbo is echoing a silent cry of millions in the region. Many Easterners view Kanu not just as a man, but as a symbol of justice denied. Fulani herdsmen has killed thousands, millions, yet no leader has been jailed. They have killed millions, but none of them has been jailed. Terrorists bombed Abuja, Kaduna, Jos, but they are rehabilitated, not detained. Why is the state harsher on agitator than on murderers? Why? Why is the state more concerned on agitators than people that have been unaliving so many people? The state negotiates with bandits but rejects dialogue with IPOB. Obi is asking, where is the balance? Where is the balance? Obi promotes healing over hostility. His message is clear. Let's fix what's broken, not judge who is complaining. Kanu's case is an opportunity to start a nation reconciliation process. Punishment doesn't erase pain, it multiplies it. Dialogue must be de-escalate. Dialogue might de-escalate tension in the east. The tension will inflame it. Kanu's arrest was treated as national security. Killer headsmen are called unknown gunmen. Nigeria has become a place where ethnicity determines how you are treated. Obi is pointing out that injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Kanu's case is exposing the cracks in our legal system. Take a look at what this lawyer said. He said things that make sense to everyone. He talked about how Nnamdi Kanu has been illegally detained for so long. Take a look.
The prosecution, or one of their prosecution witnesses, I think Mr. BBB or so, all the things they asked him was saying no. At a point, the the judge or Justice Omoto got angry and was reprimanding them that if they don't have any matter to, they should stop coming and all that. It happened. So there was nothing concrete. I was thinking they are going to present a cache of arms stockpiled by Nnamdi Kanu somewhere. Because how can you be a terrorist without gun, Mr. Okoro? Mention anywhere in the world where you see terrorists without a single, not even cutlass with them.
You are a lawyer. What about inciting people? Because they also said it was inciting people.
What are you talking about? Inciting in what way? Hold on.
They recovered radio Biafra equipment from him.
Hold on, please. That is not the one of the hallmark of a terrorist. Politicians do incite people. True of us. Politicians. Were you not here when somebody told you that God told him that they should kill Tinubu's wife, Oluremi, that she's an infidel? Did it not happen in this country? That man was not even arrested, not to talk of questioning. What does that tell you? That one is even worse. The man who said it, Sheikh Tenshi. So when you are talking of incitement, I don't know what people are talking about. That is not the hallmark. That's not the prescription of a terrorist. Terrorism means you are heavily armed, killing people, taking up territories, destroying villages and.
So guys, you heard what that man said. Terrorism means killing people, destroying villages, just like what Boko Haram people are doing. You called him the terrorist, but you can't even find single cutlass with him. So he's not a terrorist. They are just playing political games to Nnamdi Kanu. The United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has asked Nigeria to release Kanu. Kenya court ruled his adoption illegal, but Nigerians remain defiant. The world is watching and Nigeria is on trial. The longer this goes on, the more damage is done to Nigeria's global image. Just doesn't see if Nigerian government knows that keeping that man for a minute there is going to cause all these things. Trust me, they will not. They don't even know what Nnamdi Kanu's continuation is going to bring in the future. They don't know the consequences. They don't know. It will get a time they'll realize that keeping that man there for a minute, is going to bring so much criticism to them. They don't know. And it's actually exposing their bad. It's even good that Kanu's detention is actually exposing their bad, let everybody know how bad Nigeria is. They claim they are practicing democracy, but no. I can't even wait for 18th of July for them to release this man. And if James Omotosha doesn't release this man, because you know that James Omotosha doesn't need anybody to decide for him. It's the law that will decide. and the law is saying release Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't need Tinubu, it doesn't need Akpabio, it doesn't need all these people. It's the law that will decide for him. And what is the law saying? Release this man. Rather, go after people that adopted him and prosecute them. If your final judgment is that they will go to jail, they should go to jail. You don't care if you're the president or if you're the Senate president or whatever you are. No, what the law says, it will happen. Every fact, justice must be served. Justice must be served. Like I said, United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary, on arbitrary detention has asked Nigeria to release Kanu. Kenya court ruled his adoption illegal, but Nigeria remains defiant. The world is watching, and Nigeria is on trial. The longer this goes on, the more damage is done to Nigeria's global image. P2B's calls aligns with international expectation from human rights. Obi used national TV to say what many media outlets are afraid of to say. That's just it. Obi used national TV to say what many people are afraid to say. Channel TV gave him the platform and he didn't waste it. He spoke calmly, maturely, and truthfully without tribal bias. His words are making people re-evaluate their silence. Obi showed that both truth can be spoken without insult or hate. Nigeria doesn't need strong men, he needs wise men. Obi's message is a leadership lesson in humility, empathy, and justice. He's showing that fairness doesn't mean oppression. Real leaders listen if real leadership listens, it doesn't silence. Real leaders listen, they don't silence. Nigeria needs healing, not hard-headedness. Nigeria needs healing, not hard-headedness. How we treat Kanu's case will determine how future descendants are treated. Today it's IPOP. Tomorrow it could be another region or movement. Detaining agitators won't stop the agitation. Only reforms can. Detaining the leaders of agitators or detaining agitators can never stop agitation. Nigeria's democracy must protect even those who challenge it. If this country is to survive, it must make peace with its own people. There's something that P2B said. P2B said that, you see what is going on in this country? People are dying every time. Nobody said anything about the government is silent. Then he said, Tinubu should also be ready to die. If people are dying and then, she's not saying it, then they should be ready to die also because it's now too much. One day, this bad guy can rise up against even the leaders. Yes, now. If they are not even scared of Tinubu anymore again, these people are not even scared of Tinubu. Take a look at, I don't know if I've played this video here, but I want to play the video in case you guys have not seen this video. This video, let me just explain it. The Fulani header, he was even scared of Tinubu. In fact, he did not even respect him at all. Because all this thing is happening and then the government is silent. Take a look at what this leader said.
Yeah. Tinubu, go call Tinubu, make him call and send that.
Ma call Tinubu.
Call and now.
So no come out for farm.
Where do you go see? I don't go come out for farm.
So you heard, they are saying call Tinubu. The man refused to take away his cows from someone's farm, and the owner of the farm was saying, I'm going to call Tinubu for you. And then he said, call Tinubu now, meaning that he's not even scared of the president. Why, all this thing is happening, the president is even backing them up because of his silence. If the president is silent to the killings in Nigeria, know that he's complicit. If you guys believe me, drop a comment under the comment section. If you don't believe me, also drop the comment. Let's talk about it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. So now, let's continue. The 1999 Constitution guarantees freedom of expression even for agitators. You can see that Nigerians don't even obey their own constitution. Court ruling in 2022 and 2023 ordered Kanu's release, yet DSS ignored it. Hope you guys know. court rulings in 2022 and in 2023 ordered Kanu's release, yet DSS ignored them. The judiciary is being undermined when court orders are respected. They are fast to put someone in prison. They will obey the law and jail people, but they will not obey that same law to release people. A country where laws are ignored becomes a jungle, not a nation. Will you call this country a nation? I won't call it to. This country is lawless now. This country is lawless. Anybody can come and do something and get free. Terrorists can come in, kill people, and then they will go freely. Nobody will say anything. So Nigeria is not a nation. Imagine terrorists coming in and then they'll buy people and they go freely. It happens every time. It happens every time. And they have the same tactics. And none of them have been arrested. Things happen and then they go freely. It means this is not a nation now. This is a jungle, a lawless country. A country where laws are ignored becomes a jungle, not a nation. No court in Nigeria has convicted Kanu of treason to date. No court. His continued detention without conviction violates the presumption of innocence. If he committed a crime, why hasn't he been tried in an open court if he actually committed a crime? P2B is calling out legal hypocrisies. Obey the law or don't call it a democracy. Obey the law or don't call it a democracy. Detaining Kanu disobeys the ECOWAS protocol on fair trial rights. If citizens can rely on the courts, they may resort to self-help. DSS operates like a secret army, answerable to no one. The Nigerian government is choosing national embarrassment over legal orders. Even military dictators obey some court orders. This is worse. Keeping Kanu locked up is judicial hostage taking, not law enforcement. Obi's position reminds us that leadership is not above the law. A government that disrespects its judiciary has declared war on justice. You can't preach law or order while acting lawlessly. Never. How can Nigeria go and preach law and order to other African countries when they don't obey their law, when there's no law and order in their country? Rule of law is not optional. It is foundational. It's a must. You must obey rule of law. If you don't obey rule of law, then don't call it democracy. If you cannot obey rules and laws or rule of law, don't call it a democracy. It is foundational. Continued disobedience makes the court look powerless and irrelevant. This is how civil disobedience and chaos are born. Obi showed courage by speaking truth on national TV. He feared tribal bias. He avoided tribal bias. He's raising the political IQ of the nation, helping Nigerians stick. He refuses to turn Kanu's issue into a tool for ethnicity rivalry. Kanu has family. Hope you guys know. They too are suffering in silence. He has a wife. He has children. His health is deteriorating. How long before something tragic happens? If Kanu dies in detention, the government may target or trigger unrest across the southeast. If Kanu dies in detention, there's going to be a problem. His continued incarceration is emotional warfare on his people. Every week he spends in DSS custody deepens generational bitterness. Detaining him has become a political symbol of punishment, not justice. They're just punishing him for no reason. Many Igbos feel like second-class citizens, I'm telling you. Many Igbo, because they are politically marginalized. When you go to government positions, how many people are Igbos there? How many people are Igbos? EFCC who is, are they, is he an Igbo woman? Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Education. All these people are not Igbos. Why is Igbos not given equal rights with other tribes? Why? Why is Igbo politically marginalized? Why don't they have the same rights with other tribes? Igbos feel like second-class citizens even in their own land. Kanu's case reinforces this. So even people who disagree with IPOB are now sympathetic. The emotional weight of his detention has broken many families. The East sees this as a collective punishment. Locking up Kanu is not silencing agitating, it's fueling it. Yeah, it gives people more, more strength to agitate because their leader is being locked up for so many years. The Southeast is under military siege, checkpoints, arrests, coffees. The youth are angry, restless, and losing faith in Nigeria. Many Igbo youths now see Nigeria as a prison, not a home. You see, this country, we are in bondage. We're in prison. This country, Nigeria, we're in prison, we're in bondage. There's no freedom. And life is meaningless without freedom. Life is meaningless without freedom. There's nothing like having freedom. The youth, they are angry. Many Igbos see Nigeria as, as prison, not a home. The spirit of agitation has outlived Kanu. His detention makes him outlive. The state has made him more powerful by detaining him. They don't know that, the more they keep him there, the more he even gets supporters. Do you know the millions supporting Nnamdi Kanu beyond Nigeria? Because his case has even gone beyond Nigeria. It's now a continental case. It's not a continental case. The state has made him more powerful by detaining him. Detention has replaced engagement and violence has replaced diplomacy. Obi appeals to it to prevent an emotional explosion. Because if anything happens to that man there, hey, we're going to hold Nigerian government responsible, no matter the press, because we know that under Tinubu's administration now, they have said that this man is innocent under his administration. For people that are saying that Tinubu did not put him there, so they should not. Tinubu's administration inherited an illegal detention of a man, which is a Nnamdi Kanu. In your administration, Kenya High Court has said, okay, why don't you look at Nnamdi? I know that they know he's innocent. They are just purposely, keeping silence. Why don't you look at his case? And already you don't even need to look at it because the courts has said he's innocent. Kenya courts, or what Nigerian government did actually violated their own law. Why don't you just release him? The fact that Tinubu is silent is showing that he's complicit of this case. He's part of this Nnamdi Kanu's illegal detention. And if anything happens to this man, we're going to blame the administration of Tinubu. If anything happens to this man, because everybody has said, release him. In your own constitution, it shows that this man is innocent. And if you have anything against him, if you have an evidence against him, or you have an evidence that makes him a terrorist, why don't you go to courts? Why don't you go to court? Tinubu has refused to go to court. If you have an evidence Maybe that's the reason why you're still keeping him in detention, because everybody has said release him. Court has said release him. If you have an evidence that makes him a terrorist, or an evidence, or you have a point that you want to prove, why don't you come and voice it out, let everybody hear? Why are you keeping silent? Talk, let's know. Tinubu has not addressed Nnamdi Kanu's case. Not addressed it. Why are they keeping silent on Nnamdi Kanu's case? They know what they are doing. They know that that man, once he's released, in fact, Nigerian government, they are scared of releasing him. Because once that Nnamdi Kanu is released, he's going to expose them the more. The more. That is their fear. That's their fear. So guys, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Guys, hit that subscribe button, because don't miss it. So you'll be notified once you hit the subscribe button whenever I drop update like this. And like and share this video. I've come to the end of this live section. So in conclusion, we're just saying that P2B has come out to criticize the illegal detention of Kanu, that didn't do anything, saying that why is he being held? Why is he being held? Detention doesn't make sense to him. It doesn't even make sense to anyone. It doesn't make sense. So hit that subscribe button, like, also drop your thoughts under the comment section. Let me know what you're saying about this headline. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.